On the second Saturday of November, I and the other 10 students in the science club went to a mountain to find fossils with our science teacher, Mr. Ishida. He knows a lot about fossils and often tells us about the history of the Earth. After putting our bags on the ground, we learned what to do to find fossils from Mr. Ishida. There were many rocks there. First, he broke a rock for us and said, "Find rocks which are smaller than a soccer ball and break them." Then he said, "If you find something that looks like a fossil in a rock, bring the rock to me." In the morning, we broke rocks for about 2 hours but couldn't find any fossils. After that, we felt a little tired and hungry. So, we started to eat lunch. When we were eating lunch, I said to Mr. Ishida, "Why do you like fossils?" Then he told us a story about himself. One day when he was 8 years old, his grandfather took him to a museum in his town to see fossils. It was his first time to go there. He said to his grandfather, "How old are fossils?" His grandfather said, "They're very old. Some of them are 1,000,000 years old and others are much older. Fossils are presents sent from things living on the Earth a long time ago." Mr. Ishida has liked fossils since then, and found many different ones in many places in Japan. After listening to his story, I really wanted to find a fossil and said to my friends, "Let's try again." Everyone agreed. In the afternoon, we started to break more rocks and worked hard for about an hour. Then, when I broke a rock near the trees, I found a small thing that looked like a clam in the rock. I ran to Mr. Ishida to ask what it was. He smiled and said to me, "This is the fossil of a clam. The clam lived about 70 million years ago. We know this because the layers in these mountains were made about that time." I smiled because I was very happy to find such an old fossil. From that fossil, I learned that the layers in the mountains were under the sea. When we were going home, some of us had 1 or 2 fossils and others didn't have any. But each of us learned a lot about fossils. Studying about fossils can teach us about the history of the Earth. On the bus, I said to my friend, "It's interesting for us to imagine what the Earth was like about 70 million years ago." He agreed. I want to study more about fossils and learn more about the Earth.